Things are piling up, you're not getting anything done, and it's all just too much effort. Whether you've been feeling like this for a while or today is just a low day, basically this is the size of the task and this is the effort you can bring to it. And it's this difference between the size of the task and your effort that makes it feel overwhelming, and then nothing happens. So what to do? What can you do to change this difference between the size of the task and your capacity to tackle it? First, let's look at ways to make the task smaller. There is a very simple solution for most tasks, and that is to break the task down into really small steps so that each mini task is then doable. What does this mean in practice? Perhaps you've gone through a low period for a while and there's this big heap of clothes on a chair somewhere that need to go in a wardrobe. Just pick up one item and put it away, and that's it. If you do this consistently for a month or 2 months, the pile will disappear. The chair will be empty. The trick is to make these mini tasks incredibly small so they do feel manageable. You could either commit to just doing one thing or one part of a task, or use a timer and spend maybe 5 minutes on the task. If you decided you wanted to cook a new recipe, you've got 2 choices. You can have this enormous task that you'll never start, or you might first look online for a recipe. You work out what ingredient you need to buy. You shop, you get everything you need to cook together. You do your food prep, finally cooking, so that at the end of the week, you've actually tried and cooked a new recipe. Whereas if you just tried to do it all at once, it probably wouldn't happen. Or if you have to do a tax return, the first task might be just getting all the information together. And then the next day, you could start to look at the actual return and do the next task. Even the task of getting dressed in the morning can be split, including putting your clothes out the night before. It becomes doable. Another way to reduce the apparent time that a task takes is to actually time how long it really takes. For example, if unloading the dishwasher is a problem, make a guess how long it's going to take and then time it. And I think you'll be really surprised. We tend to imagine that tasks we don't like are bigger than they actually are. My dishwasher takes 2 minutes to unload, but in my head for a long time it was 10 minutes and I tended to put it off. Now I just do it when I'm making coffee in the morning. Another really good idea is to pair your task with music. It's then something to look forward to, and the music can make the task seem easier and shorter. It's not for nothing that for centuries armies have marched with drums and songs make the long distances shorter. And another way to make the task smaller is to just do the basic good enough rather than a really perfect job. You don't miss the cake. Such as getting reasonably healthy takeaway rather than cooking, going in somewhere in the clothes you've got rather than buying something special, submitting an assignment that does answer the basic questions but has some mistakes and is just not as good as a deeply researched, double-checked assignment. Ask yourself, do I really need to do as much as I think? The awful old saying, if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well, is often a complete waste of energy. If we look at nature, the hungry lion goes for any, doesn't wait until a delicious antelope turns up. It goes for a good enough solution. Now let's look at the effort you have available. Here's some great ideas to increase it. Simply praising yourself for completing a mini task can make you feel good. And when we feel good, we have more energy, so it makes the rest of the tasks seem doable. It actually doesn't take a lot to make us feel good. Think about how good you feel when you win a simple board game with friends. And another plus for praising yourself is that when we feel good, we want to repeat the thing that made us feel good, such as eating chocolate. So then it will be a bit easier to start the task the next time. Adding a little meaning to the task can also help. If, for example, the task is about self-care, you can think about how you're looking after yourself, or how you're doing something that will make tomorrow easier. Doing things at the same time, whether it's each day or each week, creates a habit. And with habits, your brain is then almost automatically logically expecting to do the task, so that starting is so much easier. And this reduces the effort required to start. We've looked at different ways to level up the size of the heaps, to make it easier to do things when you have low motivation. To make sure that something actually happens with this, why don't you choose an idea right now? Think about how you're going to use it next time you need to do a task. And if you have your own ways of increasing motivation, please share them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and share it with your friends. As always, this is an educational video. It is not providing a personal treatment plan for you. If you are struggling with motivation or enjoyment or feeling down, please urgently consult with your doctor. Thank you.